Yes, yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please. Like I start each and every show on the channel, whether it's here on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube or the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Big up to everyone who's supporting, man. Large up to everybody who is supporting the channel. The growth, in particular, this year has been absolutely crazy. So big up to everyone who is supporting. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. Soon as you land, hit the like button on the video. Share this across all of the socials as well. You can see it at That's Me Flawless on Twitter and Instagram, Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram, because I know some of you lot are not getting notifications. So what you need to do is follow Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram and turn on the notifications, because every time we go live on the channel, I always post on the Twitter and I always post on the Instagram, because for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't send out notifications to everybody. So that's what you need to do. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Of course, a few days ago, we hit 6K. So big up to you lot. We hit 6,000 subscribers. It is now rolled to 7K. And we're at 16 likes. Let's get up to 20 likes. Big up you lot, man, liking the video from early. But yeah, let's get up to 20 likes, people, and the subscriber check as well. Let's go. We're at 6,153. We're looking for 2 more subscribers. Get us to 6,155. But like I said, it's the Manchester United show here. I will get to all the chat as well. Actually, let me get to the chat now. Big up to Dennis, who says, big up Flawless. Big up to you as well. He says, Flawless, I was watching back Shameless. It was funny. Jan was telling you to be a City fan because you live there. You live closest. When I lived in Madrid, I lived 5 minutes away from Atletico. Jan's funny, but big up Jan. Yeah, shout out to Jan. Yeah, she a joker. She a joker about sport them. Flawless, when is the City United shows coming back? Them shows with jokes. I'm trying to pattern that. That's the only Big Six team I'm currently not covering. Jan just be busy, but I'm gonna try and sort that out for you lot. I will. United Ahab says, Flawless, don't let Hassan be shameless today. Big up yourself. Big up to you. Yo, Hassan always shameless. Booklock says, big up Flawless. Yesterday was very disappointing, extremely disappointing. Booklock. That's why I just titled this. Don't even no question. It's just shocking performance versus Newcastle United, and that's legit what it was. Shocking performance. Shocking. Minus Varane, minus Martinez. Everybody else was horrific. Everybody else was at least out on a scale of 0 to 10, a 4 or less. Like I did the player ratings with Saeed and Double A on Saeed's channel. Shout out to both of them. And that tells you all you need to that tells you all you need to know. That tells shocking performance. Shocking. Like I said, the low, not good. Even De Gea, who I give credit to, he made a couple great saves. The double save he made early from Willock, the one that hit the bar and then was half cleared off the line by Martial, half by the post. But just his distribution, like somebody said inside each chat, the Newcastle fans were cheering every time De Gea's got the ball. Like we've seen the best and the worst of David De Gea in that game. And this is why I want a new goalkeeper. Is he exceptional as a shot stopper? Yes. But like my brother Tuck said, outside of shot stopping, he doesn't excel at anything else. And we would not accept that from any other outfield player. We would not accept a centre-back who's just good at one thing, a fullback who's just good at one thing. I'm saying a central midfielder, an attacking midfielder, a winger, a striker, a 10. We're not accepting any of these things. So why are we accepting it from De Gea? Like, it's time to move him on. Dalot, he wasn't good. Me and Murtaza had a discussion about that. That was a couple of weeks back. He was like, who would you get rid of? And I said, Dalot. Because he doesn't excel at anything. He doesn't specialize in anything. And I like Dalot. I'm a fan. I think he's good at most things. I think he's solid defensively, even though he wasn't the best yesterday. But that's Saint Maximum. Saint Maximum is a tricky winger to deal with. Direct, explosive off the mark, 100%. Like twists and turns, very tricky to deal with. But my issue with Dalot is, very similar to the Gea. Dalot doesn't specialize at anything. Does not specialize at anything. So I'm like, all right, it's time to move you on. Luke Shaw. He is the king of purple patches. King of purple patches that fools everybody. Has he had a good season this season? Yeah. Luke Shaw has had a good season this season, without doubt. However, we've seen him fall off. He's been here almost 10 years. And we can count on one hand, not even count on one hand, How many terrific seasons has he had? How many seasons where'd you say, yo, Luke Shaw, that season was incredible? Probably 1, 2 max. You've been here almost 10 years. Time to move him on. This is why I want a new right back. This is why I want a new left back. Into central midfield. Scott McTominay, we all know about Scott McTominay's deficiencies. And that's why Ten Hag has addressed the midfield issue in both his transfer windows. He's had 2 windows. He signed Casemiro, he signed Eriksen, and then in January he signed Sabitzer. That lets me know that Ten Hag knows that is a problem area, which it is, and we still need further improvement in that area. And when you take out Casemiro and you take out Eriksen, who are our 2 best central midfielders, it shows. Because we all know Scott McTominay is not good enough. Fewest touches, I think, in the first half. I've seen that on Twitter. Fewest touches in the... How are you playing central midfield and you're having the fewest touches on the ball? I think he was in like the top 4, top 5, something like that. Obviously, I think the 2 goalkeepers was there. Can't remember who else. I think it was one of the wing? It might have been Murphy. Murphy was there. But McTominay, you're playing in the center of the pack. However, you should be having more touches than anyone. Not good enough. We know he's not good enough. McTominay. Onto Sabitzer. I feel sorry for him out there because you're in the midfield with McTominay and Bruno. Nobody's going to thrive there. That is not a platform for anybody to succeed. Players who are twice triple the player Sabitzer is would struggle there. And I like Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer's a good player. I think I want him signed, and I want him signed as a squad player. I've said this before. He should be 5th choice of 5. Or if we do decide to keep Fred, 5th choice of 6. I've stated I want to upgrade on Eriksen. I want a backup to Casemiro and Sabitzer. So then you have 5. And then if you want to keep Fred, cool. But personally, I would move McTominay and Fred on. It's time to move the likes of McTominay, Fred, Dalot, Shaw on these players who are just not good enough and not Manchester United quality. Like, Ten Hag has literally been working miracles with this lot. Because these are I think Double A said it yesterday, it's the longest new manager bounce ever. So, and it's slowly but surely running out because players are hitting brick walls, number 1, and number 2, injuries as well. When our better players are missing, it shows because the gap between our first 11, not even our whole first 11, but our better players in our first 11 and the players who replaced them in the starting 11 are not good enough. It's night and day, and we're seeing it. Bruno's Bruno. You know what I'm saying? And that Bruno's Bruno. That's a stereotypical, not even stereotypical. Sorry, I don't know why I said stereotypical. That is a typical Bruno performance. That performance from Bruno is no different from the performance against Fulham. No difference whatsoever. 0. Only difference is in those 2 performances, he got a penalty and then scored against 9 men, and people are saying 7, 8 out of 10. What's the difference? Speaking of the Fulham game, what's the difference between the performance away at Newcastle and the performance at home to Fulham in the FA Cup? Rhetorical question, people. There was no difference. Apart from that, Sancho produced a piece of magic against Fulham, and Fulham had 2 men sent off. But we was awful in both games. Awful in both games. Anthony, I believe, was the only bright spot. Anthony was the only bright spot. Legit, the only bright spot. And he wasn't good. But what I like is when I see a player performing, even being bright in a team where it's poor. And when I say that, it's easier to play well or stand out when your team's playing well. But when everybody around you is playing poor, I'm like, okay, let's see what you've got. And don't get me wrong, Anthony needs to improve, but it's his first season. So I'm not judging him as harshly as I am next season. Rashford was anonymous. The little bit of service he got, what did he do? You know what I'm saying? What did he do? And I'm just criticizing Rashford just for that game because overall this season he's been very good and he's improved. Weghorst, he got 7 touches. I can't even get onto Weghorst. We all know Weghorst is not good enough. We all know this. And he's a squad player being overly used because of the position we're in, because of them crooks upstairs. So the fact that he's playing week in, week out, and we're trying to chase down a treble is a travesty. And that's not a shot to Weghorst. We all know what his level is. And he barely got any service. If he was missing chances and miscontrolling the ball or not, then I'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's replace him. But you got no service. You got no service. The one Anthony where he megged Dan Burn and played him, that's legit it. It's the only bit of decent service he got in the entire time he was on. I know Martial was on 60 minutes in. But yeah, back to the Newcastle game anyway. Well, not back to it, but in terms of the actual game itself, more than the tactics, because people have been complaining about the tactics. I don't care about the tactics because Ten Hag's 8 months into his reign. I know he's not going to be playing free-flowing football. You utilize the tools that you have. That's what Ten Hag's doing, and that's what I like about what he's doing. And when you've got Casemiro missing, Eriksen missing, Martial's only just come back, you're missing. That's your spine. You're missing your spine, and it showed. And these players are not good enough. We know this. I didn't need Manchester United to get beat by Newcastle United to go, all right, such and such is not good enough. This is why I said, I think it was with Troops, and we was talking about the team, and I was saying how many people I get rid of, and Troops was like, that's pretty much the whole team. I said, yes, because this team is nowhere near good enough. Don't let our great results and the great feel-good factor around Manchester United fool you. Our home form is ridiculous. I mean, you said it, they're in a transition season. We're literally 8 months into his rebuild. 8 months. And people want free-flowing football. I've seen Manchester United win a league title winning 4 away games. I don't care about football. People care about the football. I don't care about the football. I care more about results. What are the results saying? What are the performances saying? You know what I'm saying? What are the performances saying? That's what I'm looking at. That's the most worrying thing about yesterday. It's the performance against Newcastle, the performance against Fulham. I'm like, we need to turn around the performance. And it was during the watch along on the channel, and big up to Eddie, big up to Tazo, and they were saying like, what would you do? And people in the chat was asking me, and for the first time all season, and in the first time in years, I was like, I legit don't know. I don't think Ten Hag can do anything. You know what I'm saying? And there was nothing he could do. You know what I'm saying? Emma said only lost 7 games, 1 at home, but people are acting like we are getting relegated. Facts. Is that 7 games all season or just 7 games in the league, Emma? This is why I fucks with you, Emma, because you're a real one. You know what I'm saying? You're a real one. But please let me know that, because that's great information. That is great information. Let's see what's going on. Right. Shit, I've just been here, been talking. Let me actually run through some of the comments. Of course, if you super chat as well, I'll get straight to it. How many likes we on? Yo, there's over 50 of you lot locked in. We're only at 28 likes. Let's get out to 40 likes. Like check 1212. That's way too low. That is way too low. Subscribe as well. Let me hit the refresh button and see if you lot have subscribed, because I know there's at least 2 people who was only looking for 2 new subscribers at the start to hit that subscriber mark. What are we doing here? Let's see. Right, yes, we have here. Big up to you lot. Now we're looking for 5 more. We're at 6,155. We're looking for 6,160. 5 more subscribers. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that like button as well. We're looking for 40. We're at 30 likes. We're looking for 40 likes, people. McTominay's awful, Dennis. He's awful. They have the give up mentality still in them. This is why we have to get rid of the majority of our front line if we really want to do things. Smart, we do. They're not good enough. Skill-wise, they're not good enough. Dalot ain't the guy if you want to compete for the Premier League and Champions League flawless. I agree, Dennis. I agree. That's why I want him gone. I love Steve for the double, says the Lowen show got destroyed yesterday and Almiron didn't play. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. It's mad 41 goals scored and 37 conceded, but still in contention for Champions League. Hey, man, Ten Hag's doing what must be done. Hey, Jazz, it's because the Bruno fans don't want to talk about it. When he's playing well, it's in the chat, flawless, so you're going to give him his credit. Yeah, which I will do. But when he plays poorly, crickets. It is. The low is so shit, man. Why were some of you deluded fan base gassing him up, flawless? You keep it real. This is why you always argue with your fan base. I like Delo. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good fullback. Well, that's it. Good is not good enough. Because he's good, like, that's it. Like, attributes, when you look at most of his attributes, he's probably 7 out of 10 at most of them, both defensively and offensively. But that's not good enough. Like I said, he don't specialize at anything. Proud to be Geordie says we should have scored more. Ten Hag lost you that game. Proud to be Geordie. Let me know how you think Ten Hag lost us that game. Let us know. Sven Votman didn't. Martinez and Varane were fine. You know what I'm saying? Sven Votman, I disagree with that, but we move. You know what I'm saying? Difference between Oli and Ten Hag is Casemiro and Eriksen and Rashford and Martinez and Varane. But we move. If people can't see the difference between Oli and Ten Hag, I don't know what to tell you. Big up Star-Lord, big up Chris K, big up RJ as well, man. I see you lot. Big up J Socials, my guy. Big up Flawless. I'm still recovering from yesterday. We'll be all right. I'm kind of over it now. You know what I'm saying? That team yesterday would struggle against a lot of teams. Still facts, but people don't want to look at that. People don't want to look at that. Yeah, Sean, Casemiro's discipline is a problem. That is a problem. Scary that Casemiro doesn't play and we back to Ollie ball because the team's not good enough. That's why, Jay. And you know this. Me and you have discussed this. You know this team's not good enough. Rohit says United can't even dream of even challenging for the Champions League or Premier League with players like Dalot, Shaw, Bruno, McTominay, Vegas. Facts, Rohit. This is why I want all them players that you mentioned gone. I don't want any of them in the first team. Some of them gone, some of them in the squad player. Ralph said we needed 7 to 10 players. He meant to start, not bench. I agree. Like I said, the only first teamers I would keep is Martinez, Varane, Casemiro, and Rashford. Yeah, Emma is the people of the game flawless. Only good ball knowledge in the chat mostly. Yeah, A1. She be mentioning facts that I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even look at it like that. RJ says, I see why you don't rate Bruno flawless. Hey, but people will say you have an agenda. But I'll praise him when he plays well. Like, if he balls out on Wednesday against Brentford, I'll say, excellent. I want him to ball out. The subs were just weird for me. Just didn't understand them. So proud to be Jordy then. What subs would you have made? I'm asking you because I don't think there's anything Ten Hag could have done. So you let me know what subs he could have made that changed that game. Hey, big up Marcel. Big up to you and that. Big up to you. Sven Votman was a beast in that game. He's the main reason there was no highlights on Sky Sports. Real talk. We were awful. As good as Newcastle were, we were awful. It wasn't just on Sven Votman. We offered nothing. None of our attackers outside of Anthony for the first 20, 25 minutes offered anything. We were awful. Big up Play Simple as well. Do I think Rashford is just a purple patch player? No, because he's been good pretty much the entire season. You know what I'm saying? And Tazra has actually mentioned this. Big up to Taz. He says, bro, remember when we were having the Wan-Bissaka Dalot debate? The more I deep it, you were 100% right. Dalot got to go and I'd keep AWB. And again, that's not a shot at Dalot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said this, I like Dalot. I think Dalot is a good fullback, but good is not good enough. Because good, City are not accepting that when they're at that high. Liverpool are not. At Real Madrid are not. At Chelsea are not when they're at their high. At Manchester United are not. Like, let's push up the standards. We have a manager who is doing bits. We have a manager who the majority of Manchester United fans forget that. We have a manager I believe in for the first time in years. So I'm like, okay, let's back him. And I like the players he's brought in. I like the impact they've had. So I go, let's go again in the summer. 110%. That's what. But I'm not fussed about the football 8 months in. My concern is the performances. Because the only reason why we're having this discussion now about Ten Hag is Ollie and blah 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 and all this nonsense is because we lost. Because this discourse and this conversation was not happening when we lost to Fulham. There was no difference between the Fulham results. The Fulham game was you could argue that they were both shocking. I can't even say which is worse. They were both shocking. But because we won 3-1, nobody's talking about it. It's like people only can talk about, not aimed at anyone in the chat, but it seems the general consensus is when you win, people only praise. But then when you lose, people only criticize. Just forget the performance. Well, all of a sudden, people want to talk about performance now. Our performances before this have been poor. Before the Fulham game, I mentioned the Liverpool game. Before the Liverpool game, we've had poor performances. Like the results have been very good. That's the difference. That is the big difference. Everton need to do the business, not even for Spurs, because if Everton win, Leeds go into the bottom three, and that's what I want. More so than us. I'm just hating on Leeds. May be wrong, but Bruno playing 90 minutes every game while playing shit could cause friction in the dressing room. Bruno was arguably our worst player yesterday, but finished the game. Awful. You know he's awful. Jay, me and you have spoke on this like for months now. I'm saying maybe even over the entire time we've been talking about this guy and how he's not good enough. Make sure you go subscribe to Touchline Talks though. And like Jay is, he's a member of the channel. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. How are we not at 40 likes yet? How are we only at 37 and there's over 50 of you lot in it? What's going on, man? Let's bump up these likes. Let's bump up these likes, people. And let's see the subscribers. Have we had any new subs? We've hit the first subscriber mark and we're now trying to hit the second one. Likes is slow though, man. You lot hit the like button. I know the majority of you lot have accounts. We're at 6,156. Looking for 4 new subscribers. Hit that subscriber mark. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well. I've been saying Ten Hag plays volleyball all season. I stick to it until he gets a better team and judge. I don't care. It's not been all season. Some of the season has he played defensive ball. Absolutely. Because you have to. You have to work with what you have. So I don't take it. Is it yielding results? I'm results over everything. Is it yielding results? That's all I care about. It's all I care about. And let's improve. And what will improve the results is performances. People want to dissect tactics. That's on them, not first. I'm loving it. Like this season, obviously not yesterday, but I'm loving this season 100%. Yeah, and why United continue to try and play out from the back, Sean, I have no idea. Should have just went direct. That's on the manager, and that's on De Gea, Martinez, Varane, Low, Shaw, and I throw Bruno in that category because you're the captain. I don't know why we continue to do so. Don't get it at all. Don't understand it. Let me see what you lot are saying. Big up Flawless, keep the graph moving. United should have started Malacia, bad boy. It looks like you need some steel in the midfield. Yeah, Malacia is a bad boy. I'm a big fan of Malacia. Yeah, we know the midfield needs improvement, but our two best central midfielders were missing. What can we do? We've been lucky with some of the wins, grinding results like this are not a surprise, to be honest. They're not always. Vafa says, where we are standing, do you think Jadon Sancho is a flop? Currently, yes. Yes. Flawless United dropping points next 2 games as well, so prepare for 6. I'm not fussed about the league because if we win the Europa League, we get the same. Excuse me. We get the same prize. Win the Europa League and you go into the Champions League, you go into pot 1. I've always said Premier League is least of my worries, and I stand by that. We got 2 trophies we can go and win. We're favourites to me in the Europa League and we're second favourites in the FA Cup. Don't mean we can't win them both. So go and do the business. We've already had a successful season. Let's build upon it. Our biggest threat is normally height, so personally wouldn't have taken Varane and McTominay off. All right, fairs, but McTominay was awful. But cool. I don't think that changes the game. We just were not good enough. But that's just me. To be honest, Flawless, a lot of fan base do this knowing from my fan base with Conte. We was getting dominated by Championship and League One teams, but we won games. Everybody acting like the game was good. That's facts. 110%. That is facts. But people, like I said, everyone's up in arms. But when we played Fulham, everyone went up in arms. Why do you think Malacia doesn't even get a regular look in the 11, Flawless? I think you're just bedding him in. First season. Like Malacia is still very new. And you can see that, like, his attributes are very still raw. So, and he's played games. Let me actually check. Because he's played frequently enough. So that's what it is. But he's just new and getting used to a new league. And on top of that, Luke Shaw's been in good form. Luke Shaw has been in good form. So I got to give credit to that as well. And I'm all about, if you're playing well, you deserve to keep your place. And for the most part this season, Luke Shaw's been on point. I'm having a look here. Yeah, he's played 15 games. Obviously, some of them will be off the bench, but he's played 15 Premier League games. And then he's played 8 in Europe as well. And then he's played 3 games in the FA Cup. So he's played 30 matches overall. Understand how old is he? 21? Let me check. Yeah, he's 23. He's 23 years old. So he's still young. He's still young in his development. Yeah, playing out the back wasn't working. Proud to be Geordie, but we move. I really think Ten Hag needs to look at playing Martinez as a DM, as he knows how to pass and defend. So play Shaw left-sided centre back and Malacia left back. What do you think, Flawless? That's a shout. But then the problem is I like the Martinez-Varane partnership. So I'm like, we're going to move Martinez, who's performing very well, out of position, even though I like Luke Shaw better as a centre-back and Malacia as a left-back. But it is definitely, put it this way, if I see that against Brentford, I wouldn't be mad. Ten Hag just didn't have the options yesterday. I was looking at it going, what do you do? Like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything he could have done to change that. And players are just not good enough. I'm saying players are missing. That's what it is. Oh, see, I didn't know this, Emma. I did not know this. Playing out from the back or going long is up to the players. Ten Hag have said that before, and this is the conversation I was having yesterday. Every single goal kick we had did not go short. The majority did, so we could go. So we can go long when we choose to, and then that's why I blame it on the players. You man don't need the manager holding your hand. Ten Hag needs to take charge of that situation though. Clearly, these players are not up to deciding that themselves. So Ten Hag got to baby them and walk them into it. Got to hold their hand into this, which shouldn't be happening. Absolute bullshit, because I'm seeing it's not working. And the 2 goals we scored were from our goal kicks. Nonsense. People blamed our back line, but the team defended poorly. Defenders have no chance when their midfield gets overrun. I hate that, Jay. It's not just on the defenders. Because I thought, like I said, the only reason it was 0-0 at halftime was Varane and Martinez. Also, can we talk about De Gea? He clearly isn't our biggest problem. No, he's not the biggest problem. He's still a problem to me, but he's not the biggest problem. No. No. Of course, Martial would help if he could stay fit. Yeah, and it would also help if I had the winning lottery ticket. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's not. I'd rather Martinez out of position than to have that midfield again. It's both. I see both sides to the argument. Nobody's wrong here to me, personally. No one's wrong here to me. I see both sides. Hey, 50 likes, you lot. We've finally got over 40. Let's get up to 50 likes. Continue to share this across the socials as well. Let me actually. And that's me flawless on Twitter and Instagram. And that's me flawless on Twitter and Instagram, and Sarcasm City TV on Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram as well. Retweet and like from the Twitter, share from the Instagram. Let's try and get more people in here. Over 60 right now. Let's hit the subscribe button. We're looking for 4 new subscribers. Get us to 6,160. Get us up to 50 likes as well. What is going on here with this? What in the world? What is going on? All right, we back. Sorry, I'm over laptop. Jez says, now Martinez needs to stay centre-back. Ten Hag moved Martinez to centre-back at Ajax. I think he preferred him there a lot. I'd prefer him there, but I'm just saying with our midfield, his hand might be forced. I don't know what he does against Brentford. I don't think there's an answer. I don't think there's a solution. That's a problem. When I'm looking at it and going, there's no solution to this. Thoughts on Sancho? Flawless. He was poor when he came on. Poor. He was. Poor. Absolutely. Big up, Steve. I see you. Big up, big up. I'm saying large up. Let's see. Komaran says we need to get in Qatar until we can get the players Ten Hag wants because I trust my manager. Fully agree. Fully agree. The lack of scoring goals is really looking a problem. I think teams know if they isolate Rashford, we have nothing. And this has been the way. We don't have goal scorers. Weghorst don't score goals like that. Martial can't stay fit. Antony's not a goal scorer like that. Bruno's goals have dried up. Sancho's not a goal scorer. We don't really have goal scorers from like the deeper positions. Our fullbacks don't get goals. Our centre-backs don't get goals. We all know this though, Matthew. You're right in what you're saying, but we all know this. This is why I want so many new players in. This is why I've said attack. We need a new number 9. We need a new number 10. Right wing, I'll give Anthony, and we have Diallo coming back. This is why I said I want to upgrade on Eriksen. This is why I said I want 2 new fullbacks. All the players I've mentioned add to us going forward. Fullbacks add to us going forward. An upgrade on Eriksen adds to us going forward. An upgrade on Bruno in the 10 adds to us going forward. A new number 9 adds to us going forward. Is that everything? Is that 4? I can't count. 2 new fullbacks, central midfielder, number 10, striker. 5, sorry. No, I can't count. 5. It's half your outfield. I'm even unsure on. My bad. I'm even unsure on Anthony too. But I'll give him another season and have Diallo to go and compete with him out there. But if neither of them do it next season, go get a new right wing. I like Rashford. I've spoke on Casemiro's, Carl Martinez, and Varane. And even the goalkeeper adds to you from an offensive standpoint. The goalkeeper does that. So that's how I'm looking at it. Aiden says, are you worried about Sancho? Flawless. Yes. Yes, I am. Absolutely. Very much so. Mm-hmm. Sancho needs to start. Does he? Where would you play him, Soccer 40? Where would you play him? I'll just call you SFF. Where would you play him, my guy? Or you could be a girl, but yeah, like, let me know, like, where would you play him? Because I don't know. That's the problem. I'm a big fan of Sancho. But he's in that boat now where it's like, shit, where does he play? That's where he's at. That's legit where he's at. For real. And to proud to be a Geordie, like I said to you, I asked you a question. I said, what subs would you have made? Because you said you want to talk off Varane and McTominay. So what subs would you have made to change the game? Sean says, Martinez as a left-back with 4-4-2 out of possession, then transition into a 3-5-2 in possession, and attacking right-back comfortable with the ball. If Cancelo was on the market, would be serious. I'd get Cancelo. 100%. I would definitely sign Cancelo without doubt. We was actually having this discussion on Shameless. Was it after the show? It might have been after the show or on the show. Shout out to Lewis, shout out to Jan, and we was discussing this. But he's out of favor at City. Well, don't know what's going to happen at Bayern, but let's say he's out of favor because new manager with Tuchel there. But would I sign Cancelo if he's available? Yes, 100%. Can play right back, can play left back. You don't have to worry about him getting accustomed to the league. Would have a massive chip on his shoulder with a point to prove. I would. Without doubt. Fardine says, I rate Diallo extremely highly. I was saying in 2021, instead of spending money on Sancho, give Diallo a chance and spend that money on midfielders. Should have done all of it. You could easily give Diallo a chance, spend the money on Sancho, and go spend money on midfielders. That's what we should be doing. Yeah, as an attacking midfielder, cool. But see, look, Brody here's his style at left wing. Ahead of Rashford, nah. In the 10, instead of Bruno in certain games, I'm all for. I said that. But yeah, his peak. See, my point, proud of Jordy. I have no idea, to be honest. Yeah, because there was no options. This is why I don't blame Ten Hag for that result. It's nothing you can do. I hope the rumors on the Frimpong interest are true to be a great addition. He's the right back, right, Aiden? I only know this guy signed him on FIFA. That's it. That's all I know. Fardine says Sancho is in big trouble if he does not hit the ground running next season. United fans will be onto him. United fans are onto him now. Rightfully so. I'm concerned. Steve says Arsenal and Manchester City are getting top 4. The rest is between Manchester United and Newcastle and Spurs. Yeah, we'll see. You think City would sell to United? They might have no choice. Depends who goes in for Cancelo. Would they want to? No, but we've done business before. We have done business before. Jay says Sancho looked good in the 10. He's got the work rate and passing. He's also had bright moments alongside Martial. In my opinion, this is Sancho's first season because last season was a disaster and had to settle in. First, I hear that. I think his best position is the 10. I do think his best position is the 10. I don't know about his work rate. He definitely has the passing and all the attacking attributes. And he has had bright moments alongside Martial. And I hear you about him like last season. I don't count either. But no, you gotta perform better. Double A said it. Him and Bruno are the only 2 players who have not improved from last season. Ten Hag's improved everybody. We've seen vast improvement in everybody, bar those 2. That's an issue. Even a Luke Shaw, a Wan-Bissaka, a Dalot, a Fred, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody. As in Rashford, you know what I'm saying? It's come on leaps and bounds. Like, that's a problem. It really is. Yeah. Also, right back from Leverkusen. Yeah. Ten Hag needs to choose if he wants Sancho on the wing or in the 10. I don't think all this shifting around. I don't think all this shifting him around is helping him getting back from his mental struggles. Yeah, Ten Hag needs to nail him down in terms of what position he wants him to play, and Sancho needs to as well. I don't know if Sancho's having that conversation. He's like, yo, I want to play left, I want to play right, I want to play through the middle. But I agree with you, Emma. We need to nail down the place for him. The problem is I don't know what place that is. He's not a 10 and problem is, yes, he is a good 10 when you're dominating the ball. But for instance, away at Newcastle, I'm in that team. I'm not trying to see Sancho in the 10. That's not a good. What's the word I'm looking for? That's not a good platform for him to succeed. It's not. Come around, I've been on this. Let's focus on FA Cup and Europa League as well. We need to win those trophies with the squad we got. Absolutely. Go win those 2 trophies. Go and win those 2 trophies. Absolutely. Bruno should start at 8 alongside Sabitzer at 6, Sancho at 10, but Sancho is lazy, man. I don't think Sancho's lazy. I disagree with that, but I don't think this midfield works at all. I don't think this midfield works whatsoever. Nah, I don't. I think Sabitzer, Bruno, Sancho is a horrible midfield with a horrible balance. I don't like it at all. I don't. I'd argue Rashford hasn't come on leaps and bounds. He's only in a rich vein of goal-scoring form. His overall game is still really poor. Now, I disagree with that. It's been poor as of late, but yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds. That includes the goals that he scored. But even his overall play has been better. Does it still need levels? Yes. But he still needs to level up, absolutely. But his overall game has been better. Question is long-term, where do you play Rashford? He's most dangerous through the middle, but he's always starting on the left. I disagree. He's most dangerous through the middle. He's better off the left. He's a better winger than he is a striker. He's not a striker. Can he do a job there? Yes. Is he a striker? No. You don't want Rashford with his back to goal. And as a modern-day striker, that's what you need to do. You need to be able to play with your back to goal. You have to. Like, that's what it is. He is creative, though. Yeah, he is creative. I presume you're talking about Sancho. He is creative. And even once he found a position, can he perform at a consistent high level that United require him to be? Exactly. Yeah. I have no issue, you know what I'm saying, with Rashford. Leave it. Rashford is cooking. He's human. He cannot turn up 24/7. I agree. In hindsight, Fred should have started, especially with Newcastle's pace and energy. The fact that we're relying on Fred, Jay, is a problem. Because I think if you put Fred in that midfield, it goes the same. Fred for McTominay, Fred for Bruno, Fred for Sabitzer. We're back to McFred. Not good enough. Fred's not good enough. McTominay's not good enough. Bruno's not good enough. Simple as that. Simple as that. Like, that's legit what it is. That's what it is. All of these struggles we're having now is important so we don't have them next season, transition season. Facts, someone. At least we know. And like I said, I already think Ten Hag knew anyway. He didn't need this game or the Fulham game or certain other games before to know where he wants to improve. We need to improve. 100%. Definitely. Sancho is not worse than Weghorst. Ten Hag yesterday should have played Sancho on the left, Rashford in the middle, Bruno in the 10, and Fred next to Sabitzer. So I believe he would have had a chance. Sancho is better than Weghorst, no doubt about it. Sancho on the left, cool. Rashford in the middle, cool. Bruno, Fred, Sabitzer midfield. Horrible. It's horrible. Is it slightly better than what we did? Yeah, but it's still horrible. It's not a good midfield. That's still horrific. The midfield yesterday was a 1 out of 10. Bruno, Fred, and Sabitzer is a 2 out of 10. This is what I'm talking about. There was no answers. There was no answers. No answers whatsoever. I think it's time you get the wallet out and go and get Kane personally. Kane's not my first choice, but would I take Harry Kane? Of course, but for the right price. Sean says, my United friend is convinced 4 signings are enough to get you challenging for the league. How many are you saying flawless? The challenge. Yeah, we could challenge with 4 signings. Has to be down the spine of the team, though, to me. So, central midfielder. Yeah, goalkeeper. Central midfielder next to Casemiro. So, upgrade on Eriksen, which I've mentioned many a time. New number 10, striker. Yes, with 4, we can definitely challenge. Not win, but challenge. But those 4 have to be down the spine of the team. Now, to win, gotta add the rest. Like I stated, the 2 fullbacks said this. But will we get all that in one window? If we get Qatari owners, possibly. But I don't see it happening, no. I don't. That's all gone quiet with the ownership. It's all gone very, very, very quiet. We really need Martial fit for the rest of the season. You could see the difference yesterday when he came on, but we all know he won't, which is annoying. Yeah, you can see the difference when he came on, but it's 100% annoying. 100%. Yes, it's all different levels of mid. This is my point. They don't make much difference. It's a horrible mid. All the midfields we could have had out there yesterday are terrible. They're all horrible. They're all not good whatsoever. This is why I don't get onto the manager, because there's no midfield out there that's good. Is there better ones than the ones he picked? Potentially, but you're saying no, 1 out of 10, you're saying a 2 out of 10. What are we doing? Sabitzer, Fred, Bruno is terrible. It's awful. I'm saying, in the words of Joe Budden, 2-pack of ass, man. It's terrible. It's what it is. Rohit says, what's good? Young, talented right backs are available on the market. I don't really rate Frimpong, in my opinion. I don't know about right backs. I don't even know about Frimpong. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. Sancho, Anthony, and Weghorst play well in a good structured midfield. They are the middle gear for the team. Problem is, play simple. We don't have a structured midfield when Casemiro and Eriksen are out. We don't. How about Bruno in the 10, Sabitzer 8, Eric? How about Bruno 8, Sabitzer 6, and Eriksen 10 flawless? Where's Casemiro, RJ? Why would you leave Casemiro out? I don't get that. I really don't. The drop-off without Casemiro is alarming. What player would you get in so when Casemiro can't play, he won't be missed as much? There's plenty of options. Personally, I would go get Onana, but that's me. But you got Onana, you have Paulino, you have Lavia. That's 3. And then I would go and get an upgrade on Ericsson as well. So it lessens the impact of when Casemiro's not there. So then you have Onana, you have a Paulino, you have a Lavia. That's just 3 off the top of my head. I will go get one of those 3 and go get an upgrade on Ericsson and then sign Sabitzer, and that's cool. That's a good 5. It's a great 5, actually. And then we don't have to put up with that nonsense. We don't. I'm all for Kane, but if we don't fix the midfield, we won't get the best out of Kane. Don't want him playing like he does for England. I think we'll fix the midfield, Jay. Ten Hag knows it's a problem area. He's bought for it twice. He's bought 3 midfielders in 2 windows. Every single window he's had so far, he's brought in a midfielder. Tells you all you need to know. All you need to know. Another DM should be a first priority for summer signings. I agree, Emma. But they all should be priority. Another DM. Another DM. So you're classing, like Casemiro. I don't know if I'm presuming you're talking about a backup to Casemiro, but I put Casemiro backup. I've said it. An Ericsson upgrade, 100%. I've said a 10, said a striker, I said a goalkeeper. I think they're all important. The whole spine, that 4. Important. For real. To make it actually above a 5, Casemiro needs to be involved, which shows the level of the midfielders who can play in the pivot at your club. Yeah, facts. Athletic reporting me inquired for Pavard. Hopefully that's not true. For the Brentford and Everton game, only flawless. Ericsson's injured, unless he's back. Is he back, RJ? If Ericsson's back, he plays. Yeah, Bruno G, I'd take from Newcastle as well, 100%. So Raya, Dumfries, De Jong, and Osherman. I still think you need another winger, a Bruno upgrade, and a Shaw upgrade. Going to be an expensive summer. No, I said 4. So I didn't mention Dumfries as a fullback. Raya, De Jong, Osherman, and a midfielder. Yes, to challenge. Yes. We was almost in the title race this season. So I think 4 first teamers of quality up us into a title contention. Well, not to win it, but just compete. Yo, that window going to be important. This window going to be important. The positive from yesterday is a lot of players get exposed in front of Ten Hag after Casemiro and Ericsson were making them look 10 times better than what they truly are. Facts. Without doubt. Bro, this is why I don't get this priority thing. If one part of the puzzle doesn't work, the others don't matter. We need everything. If we get one and not the other, it makes no difference long term. Yeah. We need to, what's it called? We need to 110% prioritize everything. First team, that's what I would prioritize. But again, what I want for the first team and what some of you lot want for the first team, Ten Hag might not want. Big up to my guy, Footy Business as well. Shout out to Monts is done. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Go subscribe to his channel. He's legit just started. So everybody, if you fucks with me and Sarcasm City and you like supporting, make sure you subscribe to Footy Business and go subscribe to Big Sixpence as well. Make sure. And you did call it. You did. And I'm going to get back to you, my guy. I've got you 100%. Yeah, back up to Casemiro. Absolutely. And yes, remember to hit that like button. We're at 54 likes, you lot. 54 likes. Let's get up to 60 likes, people. Let's get up to 60 likes. Continue to get your questions in. Just keep them Manchester United related, please. Keep your questions Manchester United related. How many subs are we on as well? Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well. I'm just refreshing my screen right now to see. Oh, no more water. What's going on? Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, man. Every time Footy Business, man. Every time. It's all good. So, yeah, you lot do that. Let me see. This laptop taking its time. But hit the subscribe button. We're aiming for 5,160, I believe it was, or 165. I know when it refreshes. Where we at? I wish Martial, Malacia, and who's Wambi? If you're talking about Wan-Bissaka, he was injured. So Wan-Bissaka couldn't have started. Bro, what do you think about the Sancho situation? Not sure if you've spoken about it already. Yeah. Hey, Taz a shot, man. You know what I'm saying? How about that? All these young dumbs wet behind the ear duns talking rubbish. But yeah, I've spoken on it Footy Business, like briefly, like it's a concern. It's a concern because he's now in that boat. This is just me personally, where I don't know what his best position is. And I don't know if Ten Hag knows what his best position is. I don't even know if Jadon Sancho himself knows what his best position is. 100. So it's kind of like, and I've said it before and I say it again, when you lack pace and power, specifically in this league, your other attributes have to be incredible. Like you have to offer so much more, and that's the issue with Jadon Sancho. Not that I don't think he's talented, because I think he is. I think Jadon Sancho is super talented. Well, when you don't have pace and power, what are you offering? What's your productivity? And that's not a shot at just him, because he's not helped. Like I said, when you're playing with the likes of Bruno, Weghorst, who's not good enough, sometimes McTominay, sometimes Fred, like we know the deficiencies in this team. Like we know the deficiencies in this team. So that's what it is. Apparently, Ten Hag's patience with Sancho is wearing thin. Where did you get that from, Tazo? Where did you hear that? It wouldn't surprise me. But we need improvements. This is why I always use João Felix as the example. When Manchester United were linked with him, super talented player. I think João Felix is cold in terms of just straight up talent. But when you lack pace and power, I have my concerns. It's why I don't want why Harry Kane is not top of my list. Because when you are not mobile, you are easier to defend against. That's just a fact. When we look at all the best players when we see on Twitter today, I'll send you the post floor. Hey, big up for your businessman, my guy. Big up, Biz. That's what it is. You're easier to defend against. When we talk about all the best attacking players, they all have that in common. All of them have that in common. Yes, they offer other things. You can't just be pace and power, because then you're just a runner. But you need to have that amongst more. We start talking about the best left wingers this season, the best right wingers, the best strikers. I bet they're all mobile. And then if we look in Europe, we do the same thing. Like take out like a Benzema, for instance. But if we look at a Vinicius Jr., the winger at Napoli, I can't pronounce his name. I'm saying I'm just call him K. You don't know who I'm talking about. You look at Osherman, you look at Rafael Leao, and even in this league, you look at Rashford, you look at Saka, you look at Haaland, you look at Martinelli, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? You look at Ivan Toney. The list goes on. Hey, big up, Biz, man. Appreciate it. Like, that's my issue with Kane. And back to that was my issue with João Felix, and why I was very skeptical. And I watch him at Chelsea, and I see the issues. Has he not got 1 goal in 10? Like, everyone gets onto Weghorst. Weghorst has more GNA, I believe. I know he's got more assists. I think João Felix has got 2 goals and no assists in 10 games. So, and this is a guy people were talking about, go spend 120 M's on. But he looks good on comps. And this ain't a shot at João Felix. I'm just using that as an example. See, no, Taza, this is not true. He said true, but if you have too much PMP, it's harder to keep the ball. You need a bit of everything. Why Kane makes sense is because he's exceptional at all things except PMP. He is the outlier. That's not correct, because you can hold up the ball and be pace and power. So that's incorrect. You can be pace and power and be technically sound and technically secure. 110%. And keep the ball. You don't have to be reckless. Two things can be true. One doesn't stop the other. Ivan Toney's pace and power is technically exceptional. What we doing here? What we doing? That's why I want Ivan Toney. Osherman I've not watched enough of. I'm saying Saka's technically sound. I'm not saying he's messy, but Saka's technically sound. What are we talking about? Yeah. That's why I said verbatim, Taza, you need to offer not just PMP plus more. There's players out there that offer everything. But that is key. Pace and power in the modern day game now is not a luxury. It's a necessity. So that's why I don't want Harry Kane. This is why I don't. Again, not against it, but this is why he's not my first choice. Modern day game. Like before, like when Zidane was playing, like back in the early 90s, it was a luxury. Now it's a necessity. When you look at all the top players in Europe, if we do a list and list the top 10 left wingers, top 10 right wingers, top 10 strikers, I guarantee 8, 9 out of 10 of them are going to have pace and power. So that's 30 players. And I'm saying out of every list, I'm saying out of all those 10 lists, 10 left wingers, 10 right wingers, 10 strikers, 8 to 9 out of 10 of them are going to have pace and power. Like, take out Benz. Like, Benz is the one I give you as a striker. That's it. You look at Vinicius Jr., PMP. Has other things, another player who's technically secure. I'm not saying just go and get Vinicius Jr. because that's not going to happen. I'm just proving a point. That's why I don't want Kane. I don't want a mobile guys. There's very few players that offer both, but do at a level at what United need to compete for a league next season. At least those at the top level that I know of. I would sacrifice P&P for Kane. You said it there that you know of. There's players out there. There is definitely players out there. One of them being Ivan Toney, who plays in this league. There's players out there. That's just off the top of my head. There's definitely more who require what we need to go and do. 100%. Same way nobody weren't talking about, I use it all the time, Martinez. Nobody this time last season, you know what I'm saying, the 3rd of April, 2022, nobody was talking about Lisandro Martinez. Nobody was saying, yeah, United needed a centre-back. Now he's a fan favorite and arguably our best centre-back. Yes, 40 business. You have to have pace and power in the Prem. Absolutely. You do. It's a necessity. The only player that's successful here that don't have it is Maris. He's the only one I can think of. And when I say that, I'm talking wide players and nines. He's the only one. If there's another, let me know, people. I always use him as the example. He's the exception to the rule. And he's an exceptional footballer. How many poor midfield performances without Casemiro or Eriksen do we have to watch before Zidane get a chance? Zidane gets a chance. He's talking about Zidane Iqbal. Surely he can do better than McTominay. The one thing you don't want to do is throw a youth player in when the team is struggling, especially into the central. No. Throwing in a youth player is, unless he's an exceptional talent, like a generational talent, which I don't believe he is, you don't throw in Zidane Iqbal. You don't. You don't throw in as it. No. Terrible idea. And play him next to who? So you're going to play Zidane Iqbal with Sabitzer and Bruno. Terrible for him. That's a shocking plot. We've seen senior players struggle with that. So what's going to happen with a kid? I'm saying making his Premier League debut. No. Don't throw in. A youth player is not the answer. You know what I'm saying? A youth player is definitely not the answer. Definitely not the answer. Crazy. We never went for Giroud as a substitute 9 all these seasons, getting Weghorst and Igalo. Would have been a shout. Jake. I wouldn't have been against it. It depends if he wanted to move, though. Does he not like London? Lukaku's just not good enough. To Somali who said that. He's just not good enough. Let's see. I don't know about Osherman to say, so I've not seen enough of Osherman to say whether he's good enough or not. I don't know. I legit don't know. I'm unsure. I'm just trying to find this that Biz sent me actually. 1 second. And we're at 6,156. Still over 55 of you lot locked in. We're looking for 4 new subscribers. I know there's at least 4 of you lot who haven't hit the subscribe button. So make sure you do so. Hit the subscribe button. We're at 58 likes. Get us up to 60 likes as well, people. Look at this. Always working while I'm working. Always working while I'm working. See this. What's going on? Yeah, bless up, Biz. Man, just got that now. Hold up. And I got you with the first message as well, Biz. Eric Ten Hag has become increasingly impatient with Jadon Sancho. That's good because he's holding him to a high standard. That's good. I like that. 100%. Without doubt. Like that. Let me do this. Yeah, Biz just got for that now. You lot go check out after this show. Go to my Twitter and you'll see me just retweet Biz's new content. So make sure you check that out, people. Yes, like and subscribe as well. Stu says, frustrates the hell out of me. It takes games like yesterday for people to open their eyes about Bruno. He's been playing like that for about 18 months. Stu, I understand why it frustrates you. But you know what the crazy part is about this, Stu, is it takes a loss. If we would have won that game 1-0, which I actually thought we was. When it was 0-0, I said it on the watch and I was like, we're going to nick this game. People forget about the individual performances and just concentrate on the win. Because like I said, that like you said there, Bruno's been playing like this. But that performance is no different to the performance against Fulham. The only difference is we won 1-3-1 and lost this 1-2-0. But the performances was the same. What I don't understand is why Sancho isn't starting games. The problem, where does he play? Where does he play, man? Like, Sancho, my guy, and I don't want to have that. I had the come to Jesus talk about having the come to Jesus talk about Sancho. I didn't even want to have the come to Jesus talk about the come to Jesus talk because I like Sancho. But it's just he's just not it, man. You see him in that way, like, and I rate Sancho super, super, super duper talented, 100%, super talented. But it's just he just in the wrong league. I think he cooks anywhere else. I think you put in Germany, he cooked. I think if you put him in Spain, he cooks. I think if you put him in Italy, he cooks. And I think if you put him in Germany, Italy, Spain, I think he cooks. Without doubt. Like, that's what it is. Yeah. It's not being two-faced, Taza, because you know me. I've just said it then. I said it's just uncomfortable for me. That's all. I ain't gonna lie, it's uncomfortable because I'm a fan of Jadon Sancho. Don't mean I'm not gonna call it out. I'm here saying it's not it. It's not it, man. Like, you gonna play him in the 10. Like, well, then you can only play him. So, like, yeah, like, it's not it. Sancho swap for Neymar. For all the criticism I give Neymar, yeah, I would. What's it called? I would 110% take Neymar at the right price. Yes, I'd roll the dice for all the black marks and cons to signing Neymar. If you get it right, that's a steal. So yes, I would. If he was available, I would sign Neymar. Yes, and I've been very, 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 very critical about him, but I would sign him. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, Taza, my bad. I read it. You know what I'm saying? Because you said we, I thought you were talking about me. Yeah, because it really makes me uncomfortable. Well, you lot know, regulars know, I answer any questions you lot have. Like, whether I rate a player or not. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. Let me get that out there. I'm a stan of my football club. Chris Gay says my first choice is Tony. Big fan. Just betting scandal aside. That's what it is. It's legit just betting scandal aside. Hopefully it's not too long, but we need to go and sign 2 other strikers anyway. So I would still, even if he had like 6 to 8 months, I would still go and sign 2 strikers. Neymar too injury prone for the Prem, in my opinion. That is one of the cons for business. That is definitely one of the cons, 110%. I said flawless at the fruit machine, man. Man's on my phone. I was literally just sharing the post on Instagram. That's all. But I would still run the risk if you get it right. I'm not saying he's my first choice. I'm just saying I'm a risk taker. And Neymar is one of those where you go, with his talent, if he gets it right, he could be the difference in you winning a league title or winning the Champions League. Could be. I can't lie. We need to drop Weghorst and play Sancho, Rashford, Anthony as a front three, because in that front three, we beat Liverpool at OT, playing our best football early on in the season. Yeah, maybe. But I don't really like to see Rashford up front. I'm not really a fan of that. Rashford up front is not really something I'm trying to see from the start of games, to be honest. I don't think he's a striker like that. And then what's the midfield behind that? That's my issue. What midfield are we playing behind this currently? The midfield is horrible. Wherever the midfield is we are playing, the midfield is horrible behind those 3. So let's say it is Sancho, Anthony, and Rashford. Who are you playing in the 10? Or not even in the 10. Who's your 3 midfielders? With Casemiro and Eriksen now both out. Yo, options just suck, man. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. Suck. Absolutely. Amain says, hear me out. The moment Real Madrid go for Mbappe, you should go get Rodrigo. I've not seen enough of Rodrigo to know. I don't know. I just know we scored a very important goal against Manchester City in that semi-final last year. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Big up saying as well. It says big up flawless, big up to you. Colin says, Newcastle just didn't beat Man U, we exposed Man U. See how Ten Hag played against Brentford. Didn't really. How did you expose us when we played that way against Fulham? What are we talking about? I don't know if you watched the Fulham game, Connor, but there's no difference between that and the Fulham game. No difference. So I don't think it exposed anything. That's just me, though. I think it's only City that it works with in this league. Right player, wrong time at our club, unfortunately. Yeah, I think it's that, too. Sucks, man. He's a talented player as well. That's what's the worst part. I hate it. Like, if a player's just not good enough, I go, you know what? Cool. Like, he's just not good enough. Well, he's talented, but it's just not it. I've not seen enough of Rodrigo J, so I can't even comment. I can't even say that. Hey, we're going to close out shortly. Continue to get your questions in, people. We have gone over 60 likes. Big up to you lot as well. We have hit over 60 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you are indeed new. We're looking for 4 new subscribers. I'm literally clicking the refresh button now. Make sure you check out the upcoming live stream schedule as well. All the shows that are coming up. I've not only till next week Sunday, which is the 9th, the Sunday after, all the way to the Sunday after, people, to the 16th. I've updated the live stream schedule here on the YouTube and on the Twitch. So all the Manchester United shows, all the crossover shows, so the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show, Manchester United Arsenal show, Manchester United Liverpool show, all the Q&As, all the Manchester United watch-alongs, all of them are on the YouTube schedule. And same with the Twitch. All the Champions League watch-alongs, NBA watch-alongs, because NBA play-ins and playoff starts this week. They'll be over there. Fan calling shows I'm going to bring back as well. You know what I'm saying? And that fan calling show, fan calling show, I will be bringing back as well. Boxing show with all the boxing bouts that are coming up. Big Fights, Big Nights Only podcast. That'll be over on the Twitch as well. All them shows, people. And obviously, non-Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs over on the Twitch as well. Saying says, Flawless, do you think Paulino at Fulham would be perfect for Man U? Yes, I would take it. Tazi says, a request, you need to press the Sam like you did Ryan today. Show him the reality, please. It's different. It's different, it's different styles for different fights. So Sam's not a Ryan. He's much smarter. So you can't press him like that. You can press Ryan crazy because he just says stupidness and he's not that intelligent. Whereas Hassam, for all his jokes and his banter and his absolute stupidness, he's a very smart individual and knows football. But you can't just press him like that. Can't just do that. I just wish we never lost so you could totally and utterly cook Hassam later on Battle of the North. Shout out to my guy Hassam. Oh yeah, Battle of the North, 6:30 as well on Matisse's channel. Just subscribe. You seem to be a fair host. Appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he does. That's why you just can't press him, man, innit? Because then it just gets loud. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, you gotta be smart. You gotta see him on the way in and just counter punch. Because he'll leave himself open. You know what I'm saying? He's a brawler. Easy to counter punch. Without doubt. The only difference between Newcastle and Fulham is the result. Performance-wise, very similar. Pretty much the same. It's the same performance. The result is the only difference. But again, now we're having these come to Jesus talks. So I put that in quotation marks about Ten Hag and certain players. Fulham, we just watched this game. We watched this game on repeat. Only difference is Newcastle were playing in black and white and Fulham were playing in all white. That's the only difference. Legit. Fulham had on all white shirts. Newcastle had black and white shirts. It's the only difference. That is legit. That is the only difference. What are you lot saying? Right, we're at 6,150. Let me do that. So we've had 1 new sub. I believe it was you, Connor. So big up to you as well. Get us up to 70 likes as well, people. Get us up to 70 likes. We are back tonight as well. Midnight for Doing the Most, which is the Premier League show. Premier League show we do, and we just look back. It's 5 different categories, and we nominate. We have nominations for each category. I'm not going to go into detail in regards to it, but make sure you're back at midnight as well. Yeah, Jay, man. I'm saying and that. Come to Jesus. Yeah, it's facts, Jay. Like, we just all watched this. Like, I'm watching the Fulham game. Be like, yo, this is horrific. Like, we just need to try and nick this. And when they went 1 goal up, it was like, and then Willian did what he did, and we got out of jail. And if we win the FA Cup, hey, salute to William, salute to Mitrovic. And we could still win the FA Cup. Don't lose sight of that, Manchester United fans. It's not all doom and gloom. Emma said it earlier. We've lost 7 games. We've lost 7 games. I believe so in the Premier League. Let me check that. It is not all doom and gloom. We've lost 7 games. We've won a Carabao Cup. We're on for 2 more trophies as well. We could win a treble. We could win a double. It may be a single. I genuinely think we'll win at least a double. Yeah, we lost 7 leagues. 7 leagues. 7 matches in the league. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, United not scored in the last 3 Premier League games. Need to stop the rot on Wednesday. Stephanie G, you are right. One thing I can't believe is some fans are already saying Ten Hag out. When he gets the players and plays the system he wants, I know we're going to be going for titles. I agree with you, Matthew. He said not his players. They're not his players whatsoever. And that's why I'm like, yo, we're 8 months into a rebuild. It was never going to be free-flowing football. Never going to be free-flowing football. Ever, ever. If you believe that, you just don't know ball as well as you thought you did. But yeah, final few questions, you lot. Final few questions, and I'm going to close out. Close out in the next 5 to 10. Let me see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, soccer, the SFF. Yeah, man. Newcastle did the business. Props to them. Props to them. Fulham just got frustrated. Yeah, Fulham because they were 1-0 up and were the absolute better side. And then Willian does that. Why he just didn't let the ball go in 1-1 because they were the better side with 11 men. I have no idea why he just didn't let it go in. I don't know. I'm a Newcastle fan. I would rather be where we are than Liverpool. Rather be where we are than Liverpool and Chelsea. That's facts. You don't want to be 8th or 11th. You spitting, Connor. 100%. You spot on. Big up for subscribing as well. Book Clock says, thanks for the stream, Flawless. Yo, thank you for tuning in, man. Big up to you lot. Just please continue to support. That's all I ask of you lot, man. Please continue to show up. Even if you're not in the comment section, just watch, hit the like button and subscribe and share. That's it. Like, share, subscribe. That's all I need you lot to do when you enter the city of Sarcasm is pay the toll. You know what I'm saying? Pay the taxes. That's it. And it's free. Just hit the like button, share it on all socials you're active on, and subscribe. That's it. Do you think who? What's this? Do you think? Say this again, Stephanie, and I'll answer it. Dejan says, do you think the board will back our manager request this summer with these? If we get new owners, yes. If we don't get new owners, which could or could not happen, we're balling on a budget. Big problem. Because it just slows down our progress. Slows down our progress massively. Because I think if you give Ten Hag a proper budget, he'll go and improve us even further. We've improved this season and it'll improve us even further. Like, that's what it is. On the 50% of the squad getting a top 10 first 11, that's what Ten Hag has to deal with. You said it, Stu. Said it. Not good enough. Stephanie says, great show, Flawless. Big up. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Obviously, this show will be back tomorrow. Myself, I need to reach out to Ivorian 4:30 p.m. So he'll be giving his thoughts on the Newcastle defeat, obviously looking ahead to Brentford and looking ahead to Everton as well, and answering all your questions as always. Let me see who's actually live. I'll raid someone if someone's live. I think Lewis is still live, isn't it? I'm saying. I think he is. Let's check. And if we do raid Lewis, I need you lot to just spam hashtag 11 up the Chelsea. That's it. Now, if he's not live, actually, I'm saying, oh, Never a Foul's live. All right, we'll raid Never a Foul. We'll go there. Raid them duns. Raid them duns. Where we at? RJ says Brentford away, Brighton at home, City away, Arsenal away, Liverpool away, Villa away, Newcastle away, all losses, mostly away games. Yeah, because we turned around that home form. Now, next season, need to turn around, not only keep the home form, turn around the away form. But we've made home, like, that's how you start when you're building. All right, let's make Old Trafford a fortress. Let's make Old Trafford, you know what I'm saying, a tough place to come and get a result. And that's what we've done. So now what we need to do is next season continue to build Old Trafford as a fortress, which I expect us to do because we only lost one game here. And then, boom, turn around the, what's it called? Turn around the away form, which I don't worry about. And that's it. Yeah, come around, you're right. We've only lost to Brighton at home in the league this season. Shows our away form hasn't been the best. Yeah, our away form hasn't been the best, but that's where we need to improve. But all right, people, we're going to go subscribe to Never a Foul. Subscribe. We're going to raid Never a Foul, so make sure you tell them, man, just say big up in the chat. Let them know Sarcasm City TV rated. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, whether you're watching this live or watching this back. Big up to everyone who's listening on the audio platforms as well. If you are listening on the audio platform, salute to you. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and all the shows on the channel, apart from the watch-alongs, will pop up. Because you might want to listen in more traditional, you might want to listen by more traditional podcast means, just audio. You might be cooking, cleaning, you might be driving, you might be at work, whatever. You might just prefer to indulge in the content like that. That's cool. It's cool, man. It's all good, Stephanie G. You know what I'm saying? Make your ribs stew. Do you think captain of United should be a Ten Hag signing? Yeah, because we don't really have the captains outside of that. Like all the captain candidates, people minus Varane, people mention Martinez and Casemiro. We don't have really many captain candidates, to be honest. I always say, I think people overestimate the importance of the captaincy. If you have captain-like attributes, you're going to display them. If you're captain-like as a personality and a character, you're going to display it. All the captains we've had in the past, all the successful captains, were captains before the armband. Roy Keane was a captain before the armband. Gary Neville, Steve Bruce, Brian Robson, Paul Ince. The list goes on. You know what I'm saying? Scholes, Rio Ferdinand, Vidic. All these men were captain-like before they got the armband. That's what I would say. Big up businessman. Remember to hit that like. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. But yeah, we're gonna close out. Yeah, man, we hit 66 likes. Big up you lot, man. Here's 66 likes. Large up you lot. And we're only too short of the second subscriber mark. So that means you lot are subscribing. It is road to 7K. But yeah, we're live on Matisse's channel. At 6:30 Battle of the North, which is going to be interesting. Back here at midnight. So yeah, this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.